Chapter 1, The Wedding Snub. The wedding was supposed to be a joyous occasion, but as I approached the grand hall, I could already sense something was wrong. The security guard standing at the entrance gave me a once-over, then glanced at his clipboard. "Your name is not on the list," he said coldly, his tone leaving no room for negotiation. I blinked, confused. "There must be a mistake. I'm Jack, my wife Emma is inside." The guard's expression didn't change. "I can't let you in." Over his shoulder, I caught sight of them, Emma and her mother, standing just inside the doorway. They were laughing, their eyes flicking toward me like I was some sort of joke. My stomach churned, but I said nothing. Without another word, I turned and walked back to my car. The laughter lingered in my ears as I drove away. Chapter 2, A Quiet Resolve. That night, I sat alone in our quiet home, replaying the scene in my mind. I couldn't understand why Emma, the woman I had built a life with, would stand by and watch me be humiliated. I wanted to confront her, to demand an explanation, but something in me held back. Instead, I decided to let her make the first move. Chapter 3, The Unexpected Visit. The next morning, I was surprised to hear frantic knocking at my door. When I opened it, Emma and her mother stood on the doorstep, their faces pale and streaked with tears. "Jack," Emma began, her voice trembling, "we need your help." I crossed my arms, leaning against the doorframe. "Help after yesterday? You've got to be kidding me." "Please," her mother interjected, her usual condescending tone replaced by genuine desperation. "This is serious." Their urgency gave me pause. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside and let them in. Chapter 4, A Shocking Revelation. As we sat in the living room, they explained the situation. It turned out that Emma's sister, the bride, had gone missing shortly after the wedding. All they had found was a cryptic note in her hotel room, suggesting she had been forced to leave under mysterious circumstances. "You're the only one who can help us," Emma pleaded, her eyes welling with tears. I stared at them in disbelief. After everything they had put me through, they were now turning to me for help. Chapter 5, The Missing Bride. Despite his lingering bitterness, Jack agrees to help, driven by a mixture of curiosity and a sense of justice for the bride, someone who had never wronged him. His first step is to retrace her movements from the wedding reception to the hotel where the cryptic note was discovered. The note itself is vague but unsettling. It reads, "I had no choice. I'll explain when I can." Jack examines it carefully, noting the rushed handwriting and the smudges on the edges, as though it had been handled hastily. Chapter 6, The Hotel Room. Jack visits the bride's hotel room where she was last seen. The staff confirm that she checked in alone and seemed agitated, but there were no signs of struggle when they later cleaned the room. However, Jack notices something the staff overlooked, a faint trail of glitter leading from the door to the window. Glitter. Jack murmurs to himself, crouching for a closer look. The trail ends abruptly at the windowsill, which has a partial fingerprint on the latch. Jack takes photos, his gut telling him this small detail is significant. Chapter 7, A Cryptic Connection. Jack digs deeper into the bride's social media accounts, looking for clues about her recent activities. Amid the usual posts about wedding planning and family gatherings, he discovers a series of private messages exchanged with someone named GC. The messages are cryptic, hinting at tension. One reads, "I don't want to do this, but they've given me no choice. Meet me at the hotel at 9 p.m. Jack immediately wonders, who is GC, and what pressure was the bride under? Chapter 8, A Tangled Web. As Jack investigates further, he uncovers secrets about the bride's relationship with her family. Conversations with distant relatives reveal long-standing financial disputes and hidden grievances. It turns out that her family had been pressuring her to marry into wealth to secure their standing, despite her reluctance. The deeper Jack digs, the more he realizes how interconnected the family's motives were to her disappearance. It wasn't just about her, it was about protecting their reputation and assets. Chapter 9, A Breakthrough. Jack finally tracks down GC, a college friend of the bride who had been helping her escape the pressure of her family's demands. GC reveals that the bride had planned to leave the wedding and start over in a different city, free from the constraints her family had placed on her. But something went wrong. The glitter in the hotel room, the smudged note, and the partial fingerprint suggest that someone interrupted her plan, someone who didn't want her to leave.